Two first alert weather days on the way tomorrow and Friday for higher storm coverage than what we've been seeing so far this week. But the good news is that the storm coverage does decrease into this coming weekend as the temperatures begin to rise back into the lower and possibly middle 90s. On first alert radar this afternoon, a few sprinkles still hanging on inside the perimeter. The downpour over Douglasville beginning to weaken just a little bit. Farther to the north, we've got some heavier activity in Gilmer and Fannin counties up near the Tennessee border and a few other storms in far northwestern Georgia. But so far, North Georgia has largely missed out on the super heavy activity. We're seeing that set up well south and east of Macon over into areas south of Augusta, kind of the southeast portion of Georgia, seeing the most widespread storm activity this afternoon. But we are seeing a few storms show up near Thomaston there in Upson County, and then areas a little east there of Athens. Looking forward to tomorrow, we're going to see, I think, more action in north and central Georgia after lunch. We'll see scattered showers and storms become a bit more numerous than they've been being recently, and downpours definitely a possibility here. An isolated severe storm or two also not out of the question. Most of this activity should start to weaken around 9 o'clock, and going into Friday, we'll see another chance of scattered storms, but the best coverage may set up just south of Atlanta by Friday evening. We'll wait and see. But right now, Friday, the entire coverage area yet again in a risk of severe weather. Here's a look at the rest of the Super 7-day forecast. After a relatively quiet weekend, we do see storm chances crank up again toward Tuesday and next Wednesday.